About flashlights, and I have not done a flashlight review in quite some time, since the Oath Keeper. And in fact, same company, Brinyte, came back out, wanted to see if I would like a hunting flashlight. And I had plans to do deer and elk hunting, and I was like, absolutely. Started looking at what they were offering, and this is the T18, this is the Artemis. And as you can see, this is pretty much the bread and butter size, these little handheld size flashlights. But the head of this, I'll put some close-up shots here as we talk, is quite unique. It reminds me of when flashlights were first getting in and lithium ion was not anything that you could find everywhere. And people would specialize in different modules and LEDs, and you'd throw one in and throw one out, and you'd change up the voltage. And it was kind of this really fun time of flashlights. And now everything's kind of getting back into, you know, you buy the flashlight, it does what it does, and you can't really change it. What this does, it has an aspheric lens on it. And if you don't know what that means, if you've ever got like a coast light or anything that you can zoom in really narrow and focus all the light in a one little spot, or you can bring it back out wide. They're not the first ones to do this, but they have a pretty cool little package in here. The other neat thing that this does is you can change out all the LED modules. They offer, I think, up to like 7 if you want to get crazy with it. So I can go from white light, I can go to hunting red, or just nighttime red, which I love that mode. You do have to physically swap this out and open it up and swap it. There is a green if you prefer the green light wave for the hunting style that you are into. And then the other really cool thing that I got was the IR. The infrared, the UV, all these different spectrums that you don't normally get to play with. But when I want a UV light, when I go out to the desert to look for scorpions or just to check the campsite, it's really cool to have the options to change stuff up. All right, that gives you a look on the inside of kind of how this flashlight is working and functioning and transferring over. These modules are very well made. There are 2 detentions here, and I wish you had a small tool to tighten this. I did have a couple times going down bumpy roads for a long time. This module would slowly unscrew itself, and I would have to open it up and tighten it down. The other thing I wish they would do is, I wish they would label each individual module. Because I've got 5 or 6 now, I have to be very careful that I put them back in their appropriate case, and so that I don't screw it up and figure out which one is which until I have to screw it in and turn it on, and I can just grab the red one when I need the red one. So you have to be very careful to put it back in its appropriate case. I have since engraved each module. The other thing in survival situations is you could use this to help start a fire if you had enough light in there. Starting to warm up my hand there, but kind of a neat feature. Now they do have a version that has several modules inside, and it has a selector switch. So if you're really into hunting, you don't need all the extra stuff. They do have a model that is sort of red, green, and white, and that is pretty nice. In fact, I have their new headlamp that is very similar to that. This guy has a very large reflector on top, as well as that aspheric lens is quite domed. It's just the nature of the beast. And so you can tell it's got this huge crenulated bezel, and then lots of grip on here so you can adjust it. So in order to adjust the beam, you go out and in. It's just a turnstile. You've got the standard click on the back, and you're ready to go. This model also comes with a remote. And when I first saw that, I was like, yeah, of course I want the remote. However, I will say in almost the, 10 months I've had this thing, I don't really use the remote. It does obviously have the option to attach it to a rifle, to a spotting scope, attach it to something else, and then you can trigger it by remote. And honestly, I haven't used it once, so maybe don't get the remote option. The only negative side I will say about the remote version is in order to dim this and to run different brightness levels, that's all controlled on the remote. So if I keep the remote somewhere else and I go and run this and I want to dim this, I can't really do that. Now, I ran this all summer long on my fire truck, and it bounced around and got wiggled and jarred, and this was the go-to my truck flashlight. When my guys don't have lights or they need a light, need to see what's in the tank, or we're working night shift. In fact, I probably got some really crappy cell phone footage all thrown here of, working at night. Lots of hazards, but the fact that I can go from wide working light to the close-up area, and then I can really just focus that thing down and go shoot to the top of that tree. Is that top of the tree burning? Is the top broken out? Is it considered a hazard tree? You know, keeping myself and my crew and my truck safe is not the easiest thing to do when it's on night shift. And so having good lights available is an attribute that I absolutely love. The other neat thing is the bread and butter of flashlights for years now has been the standard 18650. You guys probably all know. And if you recognize this, you will see that it's just a little bit bigger. It's just that 10 or 20% a little bit larger, and I'll put some close-up shots in here, but this is the 21700, so you're getting a little bit more performance. It's 5000 milliamp is what comes in this one. This is their own proprietary one, has their thing, and it also has USB charging directly on here. So when I'm charging my phone and I pull my phone thing out, I can plug it right into the battery, and I don't have to worry about a specialty charger or anything. You can hold this down, it'll let you know when it's charged, fully charged. It's got little lights on the top. But that is a fantastic thing because I don't need to carry another charger. I'm always going to have my cell phone charger. USB-C does a much better job transferring voltage and getting a good quick charge going. So we have used this from family adventures down to the caves early in the summer. Like I said, all through Wildland Fire. It's a pretty cool, very utilitarian light. And I think what I'm going to do is probably just mount it in the adventure bus. And this will be the adventure bus's truck light. When somebody needs a light, I'll keep the modules in a drawer. And then when we need to, look for scorpions in the middle of the night, we'll throw the UV in there. If I want to run IR for whatever reason, I have the ability to do that. And then, of course, I love the red for any sort of, elongated nighttime missions or outings and things. It really just helps with the night vision. And yeah, hunting, throwing the green wave. You've got the options to kind of do whatever you want. I'll put some links down below, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd be interested in a light like this, as well as go check out some of their other stuff. Like I said, maybe don't get the remote model. If you don't want to have to swap out modules on the inside here, you can just get the selector version that has the LEDs built in, and you just move a knob, which is pretty handy, I will say. All right, guys. Well, sun is up. Things are melting out. I'm going to get back to town. I wish you guys all the best. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you down the road.
Thanks for all the love and support. You guys are amazing. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow the adventure on social media, and we'll see you on the road.